Let's dig a little deeper into the senator's controversial trip to El Salvador with Conservator founder and CEO, former White House official Jamie Lee Franklin, along with Republican strategist Luke Ball. Jamie, Luke, thanks for being here. Let's actually start with that picture that the White House put out that you just saw in Kevin's report, the split screen. Take a look at that. If we can put it up on our screen, it really, they say a picture tells 1,000 words, and, you know, there couldn't be a starker contrast than having President Trump meeting with a grieving angel mom whose daughter, Rachel Morin, was raped and brutally murdered. And then Van Hollen down there in El Salvador meeting with his illegal alien constituent that is, on the best case, an accused wife beater, accused by his wife, and in the worst case, an actual MS-13 gang member as alleged, potentially connected to human trafficking. What do you make of it, Jamie?
I mean, first of all, it's absolutely outrageous that Senator Van Hollen went on this trip on the American taxpayer dollars when he barely said anything about Rachel Morin, who was viciously attacked by an illegal migrant. And I'm thankful that President Trump had Patty Morin into the Oval Office to share her story and what she's been through, because he puts American citizens first, while Democrats continue to put American citizens last. And the contrast could not be more clear on that. And shame on Senator Van Hollen, and shame on any Democrat that cheered on this outrageous political stunt. Well,
and there are many, obviously, now that want to follow in Van Hollen's footsteps. But, you know, you bring up a good point, Jamie. Luke, Patty Morin was on the Ingram Angle with Laura earlier and talked about specifically Abrego Garcia. Here's a little bit of what Patty Morin said. Listen.
He's broken state law and violated state law by abusing his wife, and yet the senator, instead of advocating for the victims of horrific, brutal crimes by illegal immigrants, he goes to El Salvador to advocate for a criminal.
So, Luke, you know, the takeaway from the November election was that the Democrats are on the wrong side of the immigration issue. Polling now today shows Americans are still in that same spot. So are Democrats making a mistake in not rallying around Patty Morin?
Democrats are acting like we deported Mother Teresa to El Salvador, and they're making pilgrimages to El Salvador, and that is not good messaging for them. I mean, as I go down this list, 2 judges finding he's a member of MS-13, his wife petitioning for that order of protection, intelligence reports saying he was involved in human trafficking. Everything you just covered, the Democrats are standing up for. They're not standing up for the safety of American citizens, and here's what Republicans need to start doing. Completely remove this individual from the picture. Start asking Democrats, is it a good thing to expel MS-13 gang members from our country? Should we get rid of Tren de Aragua terrorist members from our country? Should we kick out criminal illegal aliens? And I guarantee you they will have a tough time saying no, because this is their new voting bloc that they have tried to import, and they are not going to allow that go so easily.
So the Laken-Riley Act specifically targets those individuals you're speaking of and marks them for removal. It gives it teeth in the effort to do that. And Senator Chris Van Hollen voted against it. He was asked at the airport about that. You know, hey, wait a minute. How is this you're going down after Abrego Garcia, but yet you voted against the Laken-Riley Act? He pushed back. Here's what he said, Jamie. Listen.
That is an outright lie. That is a big, big lie. I, for one, have been fighting against transnational gang violence, especially MS-13, for over 20 years, probably for longer than Donald Trump ever uttered those words, MS-13.
So it's not a lie that he voted against Laken-Riley, because I looked that up on the roll call, but I guess he's trying to take issue with it. But you know what, Jamie? I looked just in the last 24 hours, an MS-13 gang member was arrested in the state of Maryland. Why? Because MS-13 has a big headquarters. They have it on the West Coast, and on the East Coast, Maryland is a ground zero for them. So when he tries to take the high road that he's against MS-13, but yet he's there, does he have a problem?
Yeah, I mean, why is he visiting someone who has, I mean, President Trump today put out a tweet showing tattoos that show his ties to MS-13. So if he's against it, why is he visiting someone down in El Salvador? And anyone who voted against the Laken Riley Act, I can't even get my head around it. I'm a woman, I have a daughter, and so safety for American citizens comes first. And the fact that they can't even stand against that shows how out of touch they are with the American people. And it's a huge reason why they lost in 2024 and why they will continue to lose, because they die on this hill every single time. And it's shocking.
You know, I apologize because I wanted to get maybe to a couple of other political stories, but this one, Luke, feels like it's really a pivotal movement that the Democrats are about to go all in, and you're about to see more Democrats go down there, whether it's this Maxine Dexter, representative from Oregon, or Cory Booker, or a handful of others. Are we witnessing in real time the Democrat about to set themselves up for failure this far away from the midterms?
Well, definitely. I've heard some commentators even say the RNC should be funding the DNC, sending their members down to El Salvador, because it is so bad for their messaging. It is so abysmal for their messaging because they have to claw back this populist base that they lost in this last election. And it's not going to happen based off of what they're going through right now with messaging. You have this power vacuum within the Democrat Party where they have no central leader, they have no messaging, they have no central message to give to the American people. And so that vacuum is being filled by people like Senator Chris Van Hollen or people like Cory Booker, who I guess you can hold your bladder for 24 hours and be the leader of the Democrat Party at the end of it. So unless they start actually speaking to American people, they're not going to be able to get their base back.
Luke Ball, Jamie Lee Franklin, thank you for coming in on a Good Friday, and happy Easter to you.
Happy Easter, everyone.
All right. We're back with the Nightcap crew. Chanley Painter, Kevin Cork, Luke Ball, Jonathan Fahey, Amber Duke, and John Yoo. Tonight's topic, out of this world. Katy Perry and her star-studded flight crew mocked after their 11-minute trip to space. What do you think? Significant accomplishment or just a spectacle for millionaires? I'll start, Jonathan, with you.
It's not an accomplishment. However, to get chosen to be a part of this type of publicity stunt, you must have accomplished something in the world, either on your own or marrying a billionaire.
Amber?
I think if we had any hope of ever making contact with aliens, that's gone out the window, because as soon as those 6 women went up into space, they said, sorry, no signs of intelligent life on Earth.
Luke, what do you say?
Griff, one time on a Southwest flight, we hit so much turbulence that I hit weightlessness for a solid 11 seconds, and I didn't celebrate like I was an astronaut, so I think that maybe these folks are taking it a little too far.
Kevin, what do you say?
I'm selfish. I want to do it, so I'm like, it's all good, man.
But would you call yourself an astronaut after?
I would not, no.
All right. John Yoo, what do you say?
I want to know why they were there for such a short time. I've seen on the internet, some people thought they couldn't find parking and they came back. Some people said they didn't see any paparazzi, so they left. I think what it is was when Katy Perry started singing the Louis Armstrong classic, What a Wonderful World, the other astronauts all hit abort mission.
It's just crazy. Well, we asked what you think, and quickly I can tell you, Bev says, I think Bezos' girlfriend wanted to go into space and was too embarrassed to send her with a regular crew, so they did the all-women thing. All right, Nightcap crew, thank you for being here. And to everybody out there, thanks for watching Fox News at Night. Happy Easter. I'm Griff Jenkins in Washington.